After a meal, I suddenly pressed my spoon against my shoe sole. Then I told the guard my spoon was dirty and needed to be replaced. I handed him the dirty one and took a new one. A partner nearby drew attention away. No one noticed I had actually taken two. Back in the cell, I forced the spoon to snap. I took apart a nail clipper. With a file, I ground a coin into powder. Then I joined the spoon handle and the clipper. At the joint, I sprinkled metal powder. Next, I lit a bundle of matches. High heat formed instantly. The two metals were fused tight. A solid tool was ready. I went straight to the wall. Efficiency rose immediately, but I did not notice a guard was heading this way. Entirely, he was on watch and fallen asleep. At the critical moment, an inmate next door greeted the guard. I reacted at once. I used a fox to block the vent and climbed back into bed. The guard took a glance. He found nothing wrong, but the tool was still on the floor. After confirming it was safe, I kept digging. The vent opening grew larger. The metal mesh was fully exposed. Just as when success was close, I realized the mesh would not move. It was connected to two metal hooks. I had no choice but to stop for now. The next day, on the way to work, I slowly dropped last night's dust from my pockets. While working, I noticed wooden wedges with metal inside. An idea formed instantly. A partner warned me these could not be taken out. There were metal checks. I said it was fine. At the checkpoint, the device did alert. I stayed calm. I took out the wooden wedge. I explained it was just for hanging clothes. The guard confiscated it. Back in the cell, from my shoe heel, I calmly took out another wooden wedge. I pressed it against the mesh and kicked hard. The mesh loosened. Soon it came off. I leaned in to look. The passage led straight to the top of the cell. To get in, the opening still needed to be bigger, but breaking the wall was too obvious. Patrols were frequent. It would be seen at once that I was prepared. I soaked torn newspapers in water. I maced them with wall dust and kneaded a thick paste. Soon I shaped a square bars. Then I asked a partner for paint and brushes. A few strokes later, a realistic vent cover was done. Next, I took out a prepared head shape. I painted a skin cover. Everything was in place. I slipped into the passage and closed the fake vent behind me. Along the pipe, I carefully climbed upward. At that moment, a guard walked toward my cell. The lookout next door shook with nerves. But the guard looked once and saw nothing wrong. Meanwhile, I had already reached the top. I looked up and froze. There was only one exhaust outlet. It was blocked by iron bars, and it was too high. I could not reach it. Before I found the solution, inspection started again. The guard bent down and picked up his baton. By accident, he glanced at my bed. The hair did not look quite right. He reached out and touched it.